Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to check in with me and see what I have going on. Today is actually the 4th of July and I am having a quiet day getting to sew. I'm so excited about that. I do appreciate each and every one that has served our country and ensured our freedoms. So if you know a service person, please thank them. It is not an easy job. As most of you know, I have a son that is military. He is now out and in Army Reserves now. He has completed his 4 years and now in the Army Reserves. But that does not mean that he's not busy with Army, because anytime they call him up, he has to go. I appreciate our servicemen that sacrifice time with their families to ensure that we have time with our families. So, with that being said, I'm wearing my little 4th of July shirt here. This is a little shirt that I made a couple years ago, and I'm just so happy that I can still wear it. And I love it. I think it is so cute. But today we are doing a 4th of July project also. I am working on the American flag. This block right here. This is my Poppy Cotton Sew Along. And I have found a few corrections also on this one. I've kind of noticed anytime there is a half square triangle that you need to add a 1/2 inch to their directions, because if you don't, you are going to come up short. So let's get right on into it. I am going to lay my tray of fabrics. I'm going to show you. There's my tray of fabrics. Of course, you see all my little cutting goodies there. Let's see if I can get it high enough for you. Got my pens and my little caddy there. And my rotary cutter. I always keep a little notepad with me. Don't know why. Well, yeah, I know why. Because I like to stick notes everywhere. And I will be correcting my pattern. So if I share my pattern with someone, if I give my pattern to someone once I've got it completed, they will have the corrections in it. So let's get right on into it. Laying this down to the side here. As you know, I have a bin over here that I keep my fabric sitting on so I can keep my pattern up close and personal with me. So the first thing we're going to do is start with our half square triangles. Now, how they instruct us to do half square triangles, they said we needed 4 of each of our blues. Well, we only need 4 half square triangles. So all we need really is 2 pieces, because when you cut it in half, there's 2 right there. So what I did, even though I did not read the instructions before I read the cutting instructions, I did the cutting instructions first. I knew some were half square triangles. And also with the whites, it told me to cut 16. I don't need 16, because then I have 16 triangles that aren't on anything. So what I did cut the 16, but I took 8 of them out, put them in my bag, because I can use them for something else. And then with my blues, I took 2 of them of each color out and put back in my bag also, because I don't need all of that. So we're going to start. I did already draw my diagonal on the back of my whites. And I'm just going to take my things off there. And what we will do is take a blue and a white and put them right sides together. And we'll start with our half square triangles. And I know you guys are seeing this. Let's see. You're probably going to see this on the 5th. Which is tomorrow. So I hope you had a safe 4th of July. And I will say, my daughter, it is so funny. Her grandmother, her dad's mother. She posted for everyone to have a happy 4th of July because bonds probably couldn't be made until Monday. So she works in a, like a sheriff's office or something like that. But I thought that was kind of funny. Don't have too much fun on the 4th. Or I hope you didn't have too much fun on the 4th. But tonight is, well, tomorrow night, the 5th, is when they'll be having our fireworks. So hopefully, oh, I forgot to let my lever back up. I was sewing and it wasn't going anywhere because I had cleaned my machine and did some maintenance on it. But we'll be having our fireworks tomorrow night. And yeah, I'm sorry. My nose is itching again. I don't know what's going on with this. What is it if your nose itches? I know allergies, but my nose itches. But I'm hoping that fireworks go off, you know, perfectly well and no injuries. Now, they normally do our fireworks on the river, so there's normally a boat out in the middle of the river that has all the fireworks on it that detonates. So it does, you know, it doesn't cause a fire, doesn't hurt anyone. And we always love going to that, but I don't know that I'm going this year. I'm just, first off, I'm going to have my grandbaby fairly early tomorrow. So I don't want to, you know, overdo it. And the mosquitoes are awful. And normally we go and throw a blanket out on the levee of the river. And, you know, we'll lay on the blanket and watch the fireworks. But, y'all, it's just gotten too bad. If it's not mosquitoes, it's crazy people. I would love to go see the fireworks with my kids, though. I really would. But I don't know if I could handle the mosquitoes. I may see if my daughter wants to go. Both of my daughters. I don't know if my son is going to be back in town tomorrow. But I can see, and if he is, you know, we can get all the grandbabies together and go see the... And a lot of times they'll have, well, maybe that's not at 4th of July. Maybe it's Christmas time. They do the flotilla, which is just a bunch of houseboats or boats going down the river. It's like a parade of boats. And it's always beautiful. I've kind of, in my older age, gotten to where I don't do as much like that, which I really should because I enjoyed it. So I'm going to have to just kind of start getting with it again. Maybe I'll bring you guys along to see some of the beautiful fireworks that we see. I don't know. It's just according to what the weather is like. If it's 100 degrees tomorrow again, no. And, oh, y'all, my garden is loving the irrigation system. I picked another cucumber, and I know a lot of people are like, well, I pick a whole bucket of cucumbers. Well, I got a little bit, I only have 2 plants. So, just because I've never grown cucumbers. But here where I live, I can succession plant cucumbers in early fall and have another harvest of cucumbers. So I'm just tried it out, and they in little kitty swimming pools. I'll have to show you a picture of that. One day I'll have to put a picture of how I do it. And I trellis them because I really don't want them on the ground because that area goes underwater. So I trellis them up on a cattle panel, which has been working really well. Y'all, I tell you what, I'm a gardener in the making. I'm a quilter in the making and a gardener in the making. How about that? Today I went out there just to check the irrigation system to see how it was doing. And I just sat out in my garden for about an hour. Just sit there and watch the little butterflies on the tomato blooms, the okra blooms, and the cucumber blooms. I just watched the little butterflies, and we had a couple wasps, which is fine with me because I've heard that wasps are very beneficial to your garden because they'll eat the pests or something like that. I don't know what they do to them. Sting them, eat them. I don't know. As long as they're not stinging me, they can live there. And I probably should be sewing on the inside of this because of my line, which I think I'm going to do that because that will... And that'll give me a scant 1/4 inch. Yeah, my machine is sounding so much better than it was yesterday sewing because I cleaned it, but I didn't do a good cleaning. I'm like taking it all apart, and it sounds wonderful when I take it all apart and oil it all real good. And I just clean in the automatic cutter area, and I'll put a little oil on my bobbin and then the bobbin case spinning thing, whatever that is in there. But today I just took it apart and I cleaned the thread cutter area real good. Since it doesn't cut real well, I had a little string caught up in that too, so that I got out. And today is the 4th of July. You are seeing this on the 5th of July. I got some 4th of July sales. Yeah, so that no by July, I don't even know why I thought that was a good idea. Because you can get some super duper deals. Now, I did only buy one piece of fabric. It was because my sister called me and was like, hey, I need to go here because I need to get this. And I'm like, well, you know what? That leads me into my next story. I told her, I said, I need to go too because my little iron just went out on a blank. Y'all know I have that Dritz Mighty Steam, the little hand iron. And that's what I've been using. I mean, I love the little thing. I don't even know if you can see it. No, you can't see it. It's like way over here beside me. It would not cut on. I had just used it this morning because I had pressed some fabrics that I was cutting, and I cut it off because I was cutting fabric at 4:30, I think, this morning. And I decided, well, I need to stop and let me go sit and take a nap. I do that early in the morning. If I cut early in the morning, I'll stop and take a nap in the morning. And when I came back, it would not cut on. But anyway, my little iron would not start, and I'll show you. It's this one right here. It is working now. It is currently working. So I did not have to get one this morning. I thought I was going to have to, but instead, what I'm trying to do is get my little pinwheels together here. But I was able to get some fabric. I only got 1 yard of fabric, so I feel like I did pretty good there. Oh, I better make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, make sure I'm doing the right edge. Trying to nest that seam there real good. But so we did that. We went and got did a little shopping today, which was nice. I enjoyed it, and that's something she and I normally do on Saturdays, but she was off today, so that means Saturday we probably won't do it on Saturday this week, which we both said on Saturday we want to be cleaning our house. But we got some pretty good deals. You know, 4th of July sales. Didn't go very many places. Really just went one place, then went and had lunch. And that was nice too. We ate somewhere we hadn't eaten in a really long time. We did Buffalo Wild Wings because you can eat at Buffalo Wild Wings and not get the sugar, because she's straight carnivore and I'm kind of ketovore, even though I did do a half and half tea. I know I shouldn't have that sugar, but that's my addiction, is that tea. And I don't get tea very often because of that, because I know it's so hard for me to not get sweet tea, because I love sweet tea. My absolute most favorite drink in the world is good Southern sweet tea. And no, I don't like it syrupy. I don't like that kind of sweet. And I don't even make tea at home anymore because, I mean, I like to put, to a gallon of tea, I like to put a cup of sugar, or right a little under a cup of sugar. Now, I know a lot of places and a lot of people, they put like a cup and a half. That's way too much. But I just like a little sweetener in my tea. So I just do half and half tea. And no, I don't put lemon in my tea. I just don't do that. I know a lot of people do, and they seem to really like it. I don't like it, so I don't do it. But anyway, we were able to eat, and I had the chicken wings with dry rub, which it was a lemon pepper, so it was no sugar in that. And I got some carrot and celery sticks. When you eat at Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to get carrots and celery sticks. Or I do. I don't really eat the celery sticks. Or I've never really liked celery. But today, I brought a few of them home. And then I ate them a little later. And I'm like, well, let me try their celery sticks to see. Because I guess because a lot of times I've gotten them and they've been kind of, I don't know, they have a spiciness to them, and I don't like that. But this time, these were really good. So I ate 2 of the 3 celery sticks. Now I know I don't eat carrot sticks very often because they do have a high glycemic index, and they will raise your blood sugar. So I try not to eat those very often. Okay, now I'm going to start assembling my pinwheels. I'm just nesting the seams here. But anyway, we've been talking about our shopping for 4th of July and eating on 4th of July. I know a lot of people had get-togethers for 4th of July. I hope everybody was safe and had a great time. And no, we did not do that this year. Just mainly because everybody was so many places this year that we just didn't do it. Okay, I'm trying to nest all of the pinwheel corners, and I don't think that one did. So I'm going to take it off and look at it. That one did not, and it's enough that I'm taking it apart, and I'm going to pin it together. So it looks like what I'm going to have to do is pin all of my nested seams to make sure they stay together. So I'm going to say difficulty-wise for the blocks I've done so far, the only issue I've had is the cutting instructions. They seem a little too much, like they anticipate, I don't know, like the half square triangles and the number of pieces they have you cut for those, because they wanted you to cut 16. Well, you only needed 16 half square triangles, so that means 8. So I overcut. According to my calculations, I overcut because I know 8 squares make 16 triangles. And but overall ease, I think this is probably going to be well, so far I'm thinking this may be the most difficult one, because it does have these pinwheels on it. But if you pin and trim, I think everything will be fine, because I've trimmed down. Now, of course, I do not press open. I press to the dark side, which with this is probably a good thing, because I am nesting my seams here, so my points come out. I just have to remember to do that scant 1/4 inch. So y'all, also, I've completely forgot something else that I should have coming up this week is my Cotton Cuts clue number 6 for Tree of Life. So y'all, that is exciting too, because that'll be something else that I have coming up. And that's exciting. Very, very exciting. So far, this Tree of Life, the Tree of Life I'm doing is the large. And my Wild West that I'm going to be doing is going to be the small. But once I got that Carnival small done, y'all, it is so easy to add borders to those if you want them any bigger, that I didn't see any reason to do a large. But I also decided to do a small, so both of my grandbabies would have a quilt here at my house. Because my Carnival that I did Skydiver, which was blues and grays, which is very pretty. And this one that I'm doing for Wild West is the Dusty Rose. So that'll be my, not that I won't use them either, but I have my sparklers. I have my Brave. I have my Starly. So I have several quilts that I can use myself. And, you know, just sitting here naming them off, I'm like, I can't believe I've gotten that many quilts done, completely done. Now, I have this one right here, too, the Exploding Heart, but that one is going to be given away as a gift. So that won't be mine. And I know you see my wall hanging 4th of July thing up there, too, right there. I did not hang it this year. I have some wall hangers and could not find them. I was going to hang it above my TV, but actually it's too big to hang above my TV. So that's the only reason that has not been hung out. Now I have all my little pinwheels done. So now let's start making our stars, our stripes. These are our stars. Now we need to make our stripes. Now, I am hoping that when we come together for our updates on Monday, that everything I told y'all I had going on, I do hope that I have that list completed. Now, granted, I am a day behind on my schedule because I think I showed y'all my little calendar notebook kind of thing, how I have things worked out. On my sewing schedule. in my, well, recording, not necessarily sewing schedule, but my recording schedule, because I do sew and not record. And that is normally on Saturday morning. I will sew and not record when I am listening to Sean's live, the guy who sews. I listen to his live a lot of Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. if I'm up. Because I have gotten to where I actually like to sleep in. But sometimes, you know, since I'm used to getting up at 4:30 every morning, it's kind of hard to sleep a little later. Let's see, how many? It said make 2 and make 2. Well, then why do I have, oh, well, that's okay. I'm going to have to sew a red and a white together anyway. Sometimes I get ahead of myself and and don't pay attention to what I'm doing. We make 2 red, white, reds and 2 white, red, red, white, red, whites. So what I'm going to do is just go on and do my 2 reds, and then I'll do the 2 whites. I'm not using any particular one because we used 5 different reds, I think, and a pink. I hope that my pink didn't have to go in there somewhere individually because I just put it in here. But on my projects, I do have, you know, like I said, I'm a day behind. I'll probably try to get one in the morning before, you know, to kind of catch up. Because tomorrow, I only have one on my calendar tomorrow since I have my grandbaby tomorrow. But maybe I can get some cutting done before I pick my grandbaby up. And Saturday, I had a full day, but I had a full day on my calendar, but I'm going to have my grandbaby Saturday, you know, for my daughter to work half a day because her fiance will be going out of town to work. I mean, he works out of town sometimes, and he won't be able to keep him that day because he'll be working out of town that day. Okay, that was my short stripes. Now I've got to do my long stripes. It's going to be the same situation where I do 2 red, white, reds, and 2 white, red, whites. So I don't know what my schedule is going to, I don't know what my updates are going to look like come Monday because I had, you know, like I said, I had a full schedule planned Saturday, and I guess it's according to how long it takes me to do some of these projects that I have on my table. And my plan when my grandson was here was to do house cleaning because with him I can do dishes, I can do laundry, I can't run a vacuum cleaner. He does not like the vacuum cleaner. Apparently, my daughter told me that he just screams when they cut that vacuum cleaner on. But he does not like loud noises either. He does not like loud noises at all. Because when I have my grandbaby girl, when she comes over, when she first comes over, she screams. Because I think she has separation anxieties, that she's scared people are going to leave her. And, I mean, that probably comes from her daddy, you know, being in the Army. And he was deployed, you know, when she was 3 months old. And people say babies don't remember stuff like that. Yes, they do. They remember stuff like that. But she does not want her mama to get out of her sight. And if she thinks her mama's going to leave her with anybody, she will start screaming. And the other day we had a visit and my, she started screaming. As soon as they walked in the house, she started screaming. And my grandson looked at her like she had done lost her mind. And then he started crying. Because he don't know what to do with that. He's not used to that. He's not used to other babies around. So I keep trying to tell my daughter that she needs to get him in some type of daycare, even if it's only a couple days a week. That way he gets socialized. So when he does go to school, I wish I didn't have to work and I would stay at home and homeschool them all myself. But that way when he goes to school, he won't do that. You know, he won't cry like that. So I don't know. It's just a funny thing how that is. Which I think his daddy would be fine if my daughter quit her job and stayed home with him. I think he would be fine with that, but my daughter wouldn't be fine with that. She likes to work too much. She's kind of like her mama. She has to stay busy as well. Or otherwise, stir craziness sets in. I know right after she had the baby, that was not a good time for her. Because she did not do well being at home that long. And I think she was home 3 months after the baby was born. I don't know how to call it. For her mental sake, she went back to work. Because I think she was second guessing everything she was doing as a mama. And I would always tell her, your main goal is that he's still alive at the end of the day. As new mamas, sometimes you just don't know what to do for a baby. And that's okay if you don't know what to do for a baby, because babies are new. They don't know what to do either. You learn. That's how babies learn how to talk, and you learn how to care for them until they can talk and tell you what's hurting. But she's doing really good, and so is my daughter-in-law. They're both excellent mothers. Sometimes mothering comes natural, and sometimes it's a little more than you anticipated. But not that that's a bad thing. But my daughter knows that if she ever needs me, I'm here. All she's got to do is call me. And, you know, if it's something I can possibly do, I'll do it. You know, like watching the baby. She asked me today, because I told her, I was like, baby, I have a whole schedule of recordings set. You know, and I'm behind on my recordings. She's like, well, do you want, she said her fiance's name, you want him to take off work maybe and watch the baby? I was like, absolutely not. I will keep the baby. The baby comes before recordings any day. Now, I'm not going to deny, I do a lot of this for my grandbabies. Because the funds that I make on YouTube, which are not a lot, they pretty much go back to my grandbabies or getting my quilts quilted. But normally, grandbabies. So our next step is we will take our little stars and stripes and start adding them together. We have 4 of each, so we know they go on, one goes on each one. When putting these together, make sure of your placement of your little star thing. It would look like they would all be, yeah, they would all be the same. So never mind that. For some reason, when I laid it up here, it looked like it was different. My eyes are seeing things, y'all. They're seeing things. It is late in the evening, and I am sewing. So I guess my eyeballs are seeing things. And I am doing a scant quarter also on these. And the reason I'm doing that is so I have plenty of leeway in case I need to trim. I'm just looking at that again, making sure that looks right. Because I always like to give myself a little extra room to trim, you know, just to make sure that I have it the exact size and shape that it needs to be. And I'm not choosing any particular coordination of colors. I'm just sewing it. And on this project so far, I have done a lot of pressing. So we're almost at 2 hours of sewing right now, but that's because I've pressed almost every single step just to ensure that we have those flat seams and there's, you know, no problems in the sizing or anything. Now the next step, we do have to pay attention to how we put it together. If we have a red, white, red, we need to do a white, red, white. So I'm going to separate those out and we will work on the red, white, reds first. And all I'm going to do is just match up, lay it down here and get it going. And guys, we are actually close to being done, because once we do this, what we'll do, we will attach the 4 flag units together to make one big square. Now I probably should have paid attention to make sure like my dark blues were going to be opposite one another, but it really does not matter, because I think this flag unit is going to come together beautifully. And it does look a little strange, just the flag unit, but I've seen it once you finish it and put the border on it, it like brings it all together. I need to make sure yes, it's the correct side. You don't want to put the stripes on the top of your, nope, you want to make sure they're all on the bottom. Which I'm hoping I haven't put them on the wrong side already. I think I haven't. I'm pretty certain I've put them all on the bottom edge. I now have all of my flags pressed, so what I have to do is now position my flags. So I'll do one, okay. What you'll do is when you put them side by side, you'll alternate the ones that has the red, white, red, or the white, red, white on the bottom. And I think my seams do not nest. So, well, I see some that nest. So I'm going to pin and then sew. I have a nest here, a seam that does nest here. So we are just going to sew this at that scant 1/4 inch once again. And then we'll alternate it on the bottom one. We will do the white, red, white on the side, on the right side. And we'll just go on and nest these seams as well. Okay, and now that we have our pieces done, but we are like attaching the very last bits here. The center piece, I think, is the only piece that nests. The rest of it is the stripe, so I'm going to get that out of my way. And I think if you have all of your fabrics cut and marked prior to sewing. Now, like I said, I'm doing a lot of pressing. I think it's easy to say this could probably be sewn together maybe like an hour, because I do a lot of pressing and I have taken a few things apart. So if you're a better matcher-upper than me, and the things I've taken apart is not really errors, it's just wasn't to my satisfaction, and I don't have to be perfect. So just please don't think that I have to be perfect, because I don't. But I mean, there are some things that sometimes they won't match up real well. And I have gone back and trimmed extra above what I'd already trimmed. Oh, this is cute. So guys, thank you for sewing with me tonight. It is nighttime here on the 4th of July. And here is my stars and stripes for the 4th of July. It did take me over 2 hours to get this done. But like I said, I did stop. I did take a break. You very likely could get this done in about an hour. But y'all, is that not the cutest little stars and stripes? Those are so cute. They are a little odd to me because it feels like the red should be right here and then white. It feels like these doubles shouldn't exist. But they do, and I'm sure there's a reason for that. Maybe to differentiate the flags from one another. But I would like to thank you all for joining me this evening and sewing. I hope you've had a blast. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. If you have seen me use something in this video, I always have links down in the description if you'd like to look at them. If you'd like to purchase them, I am an Amazon affiliate. You can go through my link and purchase some of that, or look for something else that you think I might have used. Things that I have on there are like my acrylic trays. I use these things every time I sew. I do have the link down there. I have the link for my Wonder Pens. I use these every time I sew. I think I have the link for my little clips here, my alphabetties. These are things I use every single time I sew, and I love them. They're absolutely fabulous. The links are down in the description. If you're interested in them, just go to the description, check it out. I do have my Facebook group out there and up and going, getting ready for that sew along this Saturday. So you will be seeing this on Friday. So tomorrow will be the first video coming out for the sew along. So I hope to see you all there. I hope to see all your progress in the Facebook group if you have Facebook. If you do not, you can send pictures to me through my email address that is down in the description. It's at the bottom of the description. I do love receiving emails. I will throw your pictures over into the Facebook group for you, and because we're going to have a blast. What I will do for the sew along is I will create a post for the sew along, and all photos and all should be commented under that. If there are any comments outside for the sew along, outside of that post, they will be removed. I need all your posts to go under, or all your comments or photos or whatever to go under that post for the sew along. And because we will be having some of this stuff judged, not necessarily, but seeing your progress will be great. We love seeing that, or I love seeing that. But there will be more information in the Facebook group. So if you're interested, that link is down in the description for you. I would love for you to join us. We're just going to have a lot of fun. We're just going to do sewing like we normally do, a little chit-chatting. But the Facebook group is just a little extra where we get one-on-one communications, where you can comment there and I will respond. I can't say that I can give you tips and pointers, but I can tell you how I've done things. I am not a master quilter. I am a beginner quilter, and actually, June was my 1 year quilting anniversary, and July this month is my 1 year YouTube anniversary. So we're going to be having some fun in our Facebook group. So I hope you would like to join us. Now, when you do request, you do have to make a request to join, and I go in and approve those requests. So, hope to see you guys there. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day and hope you had a very safe 4th of July. Goodbye.